Nigel Farage. Good morning, everybody. The bad weather puts off left-wing protesters, but not, I see, the farming community. And you're going to go and give them hell in Westminster today, are you not? Because the MPs need to listen. Now look, I have believed right from the very start that provided this campaign was sustained and was taking place all over the country, I actually think there are some wins that we can get from this. Why? Well, normally governments with big parliamentary majorities can do what the hell they like. This government has a big parliamentary majority, but 7 months in, how well's it going? They are doing very, very badly indeed, and they're scared out of their lives. They've got 100 Labour MPs that are representing rural or semi-rural constituencies. And from what I can see, Joe Public is getting behind the concept that the family farm should not be driven out of existence. So politically, I think we can win this. And what's really exciting is other groups are getting on board too. Because this IHT, it isn't just the farms that it hits, it's family businesses as well. In fact, inheritance tax, when you think about it, it's on money that we paid tax on already. The whole thing's monstrous. So I think the country now is going to come together with lots of different groups, and let's just stand up and say no to death taxes, full stop. End death taxes. They're wrong, they're immoral at every level.
I didn't notice it.
This government are calling to take 10 to 20% of the best agricultural land.
For Adam Bruce.
I'll keep this short and sweet because it's very cold out here. But one thing I will say is farmers get up at 3, 4 in the morning and they work in these conditions. Something I could never imagine doing. I'm standing here, I can hardly feel my hands. So credit to farmers. They put the food on our tables and in our supermarkets. And without them, we would starve. So big credit to farmers. I'm here for farmers to action against this government who is, who I would say...
Thanks, guys. Well done.
Can we get a picture of you two together?
That was unbelievable. Very
Thousands of farmers are set to storm the streets of London this afternoon in a defiant stand against the government's controversial inheritance tax policy. The protest, a dramatic display of rural resistance, will see tractors rolling into the capital in a mass convoy ahead of speeches outside Downing Street at 3 p.m. The event is expected to cause significant disruption as farmers demand that ministers reconsider the impact of their tax overhaul on the agricultural sector. At the heart of the protest is Labour's proposed plan to impose a 20 inheritance tax on farms valued over £1 million, or £3 million, under certain conditions. Critics warn that this move would devastate Britain's farming communities, forcing families to sell off land just to cover their tax bills, ultimately threatening national food security. Nigel Farage, the Reform UK leader, has positioned himself as a champion of the countryside, throwing his full support behind the farmers' cause. Addressing an audience at a North London farm on Monday, Farage made a bold pledge. "I promise if we have anything to do with it after the next election, we will reverse it." The statement has ignited fresh political debate, with some seeing Reform UK's intervention as an attempt to capitalize on rural discontent ahead of the looming general election. The protest comes amid growing frustration in rural Britain. where recent demonstrations have highlighted the disconnect between the Westminster elite and those who work the land. Farmers argue that the inheritance tax plans are another blow in a long list of grievances, including burdensome regulations, foreign imports undercutting British produce, and concerns over food security post-Brexit. The Daily Express's Save Britain's Family Farms campaign has been instrumental in amplifying the voices of farmers, calling for a complete U-turn on the policy. Campaigners argue that, rather than securing revenue, Labour's tax plan could decimate the agricultural industry and have far-reaching consequences for the country's ability to produce its own food. Labour, however, maintains that the policy is a necessary step to ensure fairness in taxation and to raise revenue for public services. Shadow Chancellor Rachel Reeves has defended the move, insisting that it is aimed at high-value estates and will not impact the vast majority of farms. Yet, opponents claim this is a misrepresentation of the reality on the ground, where land prices mean that even modestly sized family farms could be caught in the tax net. With tensions running high, today's demonstration is set to be a defining moment in the battle over Britain's farming future. The government will be watching closely, but the bigger question remains: will Labour stick to its guns, or will the sight of tractors rolling through Westminster force a reconsideration? One thing is certain, Britain's farmers will not go down without a fight.
I did an HIV test. It's really simple, it's really painless. The test can be sent to you through the post. It's National Testing Week, so it's free. And it's literally just a little prick of the finger, a little drop of blood, goes into a capsule, 2 other mixing fluids, test done. Really, really easy to do, very, very simple. And really important to do it because there's just under 5,000 people who have got HIV but don't know. I found out today that I'm the first Prime Minister to have done this. Now, that's not about me, I'm surprised. But I would just encourage other leaders, community leaders, those that can reach right into different groups within our communities. Do the test yourself, show other people, talk it through, explain, because we have to try and make sure just as many people as possible do get tested.
Keir Starmer's decision to publicly take an IV test and promote awareness about HIV testing serves as an important moment in public health advocacy. While his gesture may appear to be a simple act, it carries significant political and social implications. By positioning himself as the first Prime Minister to take an IV test, Starmer is attempting to highlight both the importance of testing and the need for greater awareness surrounding HIV prevention and treatment. However, one might question whether this act is genuinely aimed at driving real change or merely a calculated public relations move designed to bolster his image. However, Starmer's approach raises questions about the effectiveness of political figures engaging in public health campaigns. While raising awareness is crucial, it must be accompanied by concrete policies that ensure real change. The NHS is currently under immense strain, with long waiting times, staffing shortages, and underfunding causing widespread issues. If Starmer is truly committed to fighting HIV, his government must take tangible steps beyond symbolic gestures. Additionally, Starmer's call for other leaders and community figures to take the test and encourage others to do the same is a positive step toward normalizing conversations about HIV. By urging those in positions of influence to lead by example, he reinforces the idea that testing is not something to be ashamed of. This is particularly important in communities where stigma remains strong and where fear of discrimination prevents people from getting tested. If his campaign succeeds in encouraging wider participation, it could contribute to reducing undiagnosed cases and increasing early treatment, which is crucial in preventing the spread of the virus. However, there is an underlying political motivation in Starmer's decision to be the first Prime Minister to take an IV test publicly. Given Labour's current efforts to reshape its image and distance itself from previous leadership, Starmer may be using this moment to craft a more progressive, socially responsible persona. By aligning himself with a cause that promotes inclusivity and health awareness, he attempts to present himself as a leader in touch with modern concerns. But the question remains, will his government actually implement the necessary policy changes to back up this advocacy, or will this simply be another performative moment without substance? Starmer's hive test raises awareness, but awareness alone is not enough. If he truly wants to make a difference, his government must ensure that the healthcare system is properly funded and equipped to support those affected by IIV and other public health challenges. Real leadership is not just about symbolic acts. It is about policy, investment, and long-term commitment. Whether this is a genuine step towards progress or a carefully managed publicity stunt remains to be seen. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more amazing content. Join the conversation in the comments below and follow us on Telegram for updates and exclusive content.